A girl comes and says, "Hi." The boy replies, "Gee." The girl says, "This sounds like a Hindi medium accent. Didn't you recognize me? I am Suman. You are my..." The boy says, "Yes, I have spoken to you." The girl says, "We were talking about marriage and you don't even remember this? No problem. There must be a lot of work, right?" The boy says, "It's not about work. Actually, before we sit on this chair, we are taught not to recognize anyone too quickly. And anyway, as soon as you get a government job, people start recognizing you. It's a personal experience." The girl says, "Do you remember that you called me here to meet you?" The boy says, "Yes, our marriage is getting fixed. My mother told me." The girl says, "I mean, when you saw my photo, it was a nice choice." The boy says, "My mother saw your photo. My mother liked you. Actually, my mother's choice and my choice are always the same. I think I'm not good looking because I've always faced rejection in school and college. Maybe I don't look good." The girl says, "I think a person's behavior should be good, and your behavior is good." The boy says, "Do you think I am average or normal?" The girl says, "No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that both of you are good looking. By the way, I thought that if we meet, we would get to know each other, but you are interviewing me." The boy says, "I worked hard for 6 years to get a government job, so I can ask 6 questions, right?" The girl says, "Do you want to marry me or hire me?" The boy says, "Maybe after marriage you'll start doing household work and then you'll say that I made you a maid." The girl says, "Why would I say that? In fact, I love doing household chores. What is the need for a wife to work outside when her husband's income is enough to run the house?" The boy says, "But I've heard a lot. Girls always say, 'I want freedom, I suffocate within 4 walls.' So what about those stories?" The girl says, "What are you trying to say? Will you tell me the truth? I don't understand. People want a homely girl, a cultured girl, and when you're getting such a girl, you start questioning her. Just a second. Don't you think that because I'm wearing these kinds of clothes, I'm not cultured?" The boy says, "This is exactly the question I want to ask. What is the problem? When you look good and there's no issue from your side, then why is your family giving dowry without even asking my family? I just want to know. Why?" The girl says, "So what's the problem? I am the only daughter of my family, and they're doing all this for my happiness." The boy says, "What if after a few years of marriage, my dowry demands increase? For example, I want a new car or a new house, but your family isn't able to give that. Then what?" The girl says, "But I don't think you would ever do that. I know." The boy says, "That's why many times girls lose their lives, because it's not always the in-laws who are at fault. Many times parents believe that their son-in-law is not like that." The girl says, "So you don't want to marry me?" The boy says, No, it's not like that. I do want to get married. Absolutely. But before that, I want to clear a few things. You are marrying me, not my government job. And yes, neither I nor my family want dowry. We want a simple, ordinary daughter-in-law. I don't want a daughter-in-law with an expensive price tag to show society. By the way, my name is also very weird, so that no one gets confused at the wedding about who is the boy and who is the girl. Anyway, it's time for lunch, and the tea and samosas in my canteen are very good. If you don't mind, we can go." The girl says, "Yes, of course. By the way, I really like tea." And then both of them become happy. For these two, one like is definitely deserved.